More than 500 million gallons of wastewater at the Piney Point phosphate site remain an area of concern.
Manatee County's Director of Parks and Natural Resources says the contaminated water being held on the plant's property can cause severe damage for those who work around the area. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is here with more on this story. Dwayne.
Well, Haley, the director is pointing out that this site is basically an environmental disaster waiting to happen, and is looking for a partnership with the state to close this site for good.
Built in the 1960s, the Piney Point phosphate plant is not what it used to be.
It's no longer used for phosphate production, but it still sits as a threat to the environment, holding water atop the stack, holding waters through the body of the stack, and requiring constant treatment.
The Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources Director says the facility is being managed by a corporate partner, but there is no closure plan for the facility, which may lead to a recipe for disaster.
Well, we have a major U.S. Highway 41 that passes right next to this stack, and if there were an emergency release of any kind from the water stored atop of it, there would be problems for that roadway and people traveling along that roadway.
This is a plant with various environmental issues in the past. 5 years ago, there was a leak that threatened to flood the area with contaminated waste. In a previous interview, potato farmer Alan Jones told us if those minerals got out into the groundwater, it can have a negative impact on his farm.
There are heavy metals in this water. There's radon, radioactive tendencies in this water. It's very acidic. There's chlorides, there's sulfates. There's a whole list of things that are in this water, and that is our concern, that if something does go wrong, that you've got an irreparable problem.
Hunsaker says even though the water holding area called a gypsum stack is sealed and water can't seep through, it's the millions of gallons of water that will pose a potential problem.
It's that water supply that needs to be dried up, and so the stack can be closed like we close our traditional landfills with a capping plan, so that water no longer enters into the stack and it becomes immobile to the environment.
Hunsaker also says Piney Point poses a constant hazard to the lower Tampa Bay waters as well.